Just beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in the grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make sense. Hi everyone. I call this episode The Eco Warrior. The reason for this should become evident as you listen to the podcast. I am very happy to introduce Christina to you. We met in a coffee shop in Bloberg Strand after Christina had been on a beach cleanup adventure. I did not realize at the time how all the sounds seemed to come into our corner. I had to work hard to get the sound quality workable, but I have to apologize for it. I think I am learning that coffee shop recordings are not ideal. Yeah, I know, I'm a slow learner. I met Christina when she was about 5 or 6 years old, and she has surely grown into a woman of substance. We have been Facebook friends for a long time. It was only when I watched a video she posted that had to do with a question, are you aware of what is in your food or something like that I started seriously scrolling through a posting and found Trash Talk. This is a new Eco Awareness Facebook page. When I saw what she was doing there, I realized that I needed to get her to come and talk to us. This podcast is supported by the first layer, the 12-step workbook on working through the 12 steps in any addiction in 21 sessions. There's also a 24-day step coaching and counseling program available based on the first layer. For some information in this regard, go to www.freddy.org.za and click through the notices at the right of the homepage. Sit back and enjoy Christina's journey. Good morning, good afternoon. Where are we? Good afternoon, Christina. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Freddie. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome at Meet Me in the Field. Yes. I was so excited the other day when I suddenly realized that I want to talk to you. It never dawned on me because I watched a Facebook posting of yours that had to do with what is in your food.
Yes.
You shocked the shit out of me.
It's scary, and I don't even know if that half of that is true. But I mean, the iodine in the mayo when it changes color. It's concerning.
Interestingly enough, what really bothered me was the wax around the apple where they washed it. And a few days later, I spoke to a client of mine who is a orange farmer, and he said, it's overcast, it's a bit rainy, they can't pick oranges today. And I said to him, so surely you can pick oranges when it's raining? He said, no, because we can't put on the wax. I said, well, do you actually wax oranges? No, everybody does.
And we're eating that. We're giving our children that. I don't know. It's they're putting so much cotton in and on everything. I think it explains a lot of illnesses that people are getting.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm starting to believe that as well.
It can't just be because.
Yes.
You know, there has to be something.
So what I'm seeing from you is that you seem to have become a bit of an environmental warrior.
I'm an eco warrior.
Eco warrior.
I am.
There you go. And that is not warrior as in WORRIER. I think I'm more of that, but you are a warrior. WA.
Yes.
Yeah.
We worry and then we fight.
Yeah. So you're the fighter. I'm the warrior.
Yeah.
I take a bit longer to take action. I mean, I've been wanting to become vegetarian now for, I suppose, 2 years. Because I started following someone on Twitter that posted about the cruelty to animals. And
terrible.
It was so hectic.
I can't watch those things.
I actually unfollowed the person because I couldn't watch it anymore, because I couldn't get the pictures out of my head. I couldn't see myself as a vegetarian, even though I felt so guilty about it. But then suddenly one day I saw the fridge was empty, and as I closed the fridge I said, I'll go and buy meat today, but not for me. And that was it. From then, Yaku's still eating meat, I'm not.
And how's that going? Do you feel any different? Yes, please, thank you.
I can't say that I feel any different, really. Morally, I feel good. Psychologically, I feel good about me that I've made that decision. But physically, I can't really say no. But that's okay, because I'm not just a physical being. And if something doesn't psychologically good, then I'm quite happy about it. So, we are meeting in Bloberg.
Yes, on the 15th of September, International Coastal Cleanup Day, or World Coastal. International Coastal Cleanup Day and also World Cleanup Day.
I didn't know that.
It is, yeah. It's a whole big thing. There was an app and everything. You could download it and you could take pictures of trash.
Cool.
And then like you could mark it as hazardous or not a lot or we need help, etc., etc. And then either you or someone goes and cleans it up, and then they go onto the app and you mark it off as clean. And yeah, it was a whole big thing.
Awesome.
I was at Sunset Beach earlier. There were so many people. Cape Town TV was there. SABC was there. I met a very interesting man named Paul Stander. He is he works in a factory, a granite factory, and he says, he says for about 6 months, every Saturday he was going to the dump and just taking photos of rubbish. And I mean, he was sitting there on the beach, he was digging in the sand, and I was helping him. We were getting all the noodles and the microplastics out, and it's had a really good chat. And he was telling me about he was taking photos at these dumps like every week. And he said he noticed that there were pelicans. And there's pelicans that are living in the dump and they're eating all the food.
Pelicans?
Pelicans. You know, the big thing by their neck, mouth, yeah. I was fascinated, but he says now, like, they're not letting anyone in there to take photos and etc. etc. But he's on Facebook, and I think he's on Instagram as well.
Okay. I'll get his handle from you because I love following people like that. But something that really touched me so deeply was I saw a YouTube video of a sea turtle or a tortoise or whatever you call them with a
straw up
his nose.
It's terrible. You know,
and since then I'm not using plastic straws. I was so upset with myself the other day. I was somewhere and I opened the plastic straw and started using it. Oh, damn it, I'm using a plastic straw.
It's the worst thing ever. I know.
I'm so used to it.
You just want to kick yourself. Also, the worst thing is when they just give it to you. Don't give me a straw.
Yeah, I don't want to use a plastic bag. But it happens so often that I'm somewhere and I decide to quickly pop into the shop.
Yeah.
I don't have my bags with me.
Yeah. Just keep them in your car.
I need to keep them in my car.
But even then, like, I'll
walk in.
Go, and you're walking in and you realize,
oh shit, the bag is in the car. And now it's too far to go back. Yeah. So, how did this eco awareness started for you?
I started joining the Sea Shepherds and another company called Clean Sea, and they would come do beach cleanups every, I think, last Sunday of the month.
But what made you decide to do that?
I got a driver's license and I needed to go somewhere.
Oh, cool. And what is better than to use the driver's license to good use instead of driving to a pub?
Exactly. I don't want to go drive to a pub because then I can't have a drink, you know, I have to Uber, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I want to go to the beach and just spend more time there. I figured, hey, but I don't want to go on my own. So then I thought, hey, like, let me see if there's beach cleanups and what. So, and also, I also started watching videos and seeing them with turtles with straws up their nose, or whales that are entangled in fishing line, seals who have got fishing stuff around their neck for so long that it's like chafed and engraved.
Oh, that's awful, yeah.
I was like, no. And I need to be part of the solution, not the pollution.
Oh, I like that. Absolutely.
I read that online. I thought that's brilliant.
Oh, good. Yes. Why do other people think about those good lines and we don't? Because it's often that I can't get to create a line like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Because you're also actually a qualified journalist.
I am, but I haven't written in years,
so
I'm getting back into that. I'm trying to raise awareness through my writing, whether it's serious writing or whether it's funny writing. Because I mean, I use Facebook as a way to like entertain myself and other people, and whenever I see people and they'll say, oh, I love your page, you're so funny and everything, and you know, blah 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 blah, and I thought, well, let's try and put some real things on there now.
Yes.
You know, and I think I have even posted by saying
that's your Facebook page.
Yeah, my
and that is?
It's my name, it's
Christina de Cavallo. You have to spell that for us.
DeCarvalho.
Okay, so there you go. Facebook, Christina de Cavallo.
Find my
her.
Facebook page, Trash Talk.
Or Facebook page, Trash Talk. That's a new one.
That's a new one. It's a brand new one, and we are posting things on it. So obviously from today's events at the beach cleanup.
And that's everything to do with cleaning the environment. If I say trash,
trash is trash. So from beach cleanups to recycling, what to recycle, where to recycle, eco bricks, the whole shebang.
That's the question I wanted to ask you.
The eco bricks. I was waiting for the eco bricks.
I saw
a posting about EcoBricks, and I am very, very embarrassed to say I have no idea.
A lot of people don't
What
know
on
it is.
earth are they? So explain yourself, young lady.
Okay, so EcoBricks are mainly 2-liter bottles, like empty plastic bottles, and you just take a stick and you stuff it to capacity. I mean, like, this brick must not have any space in it. You must stuff it with everything that's non-biodegradable.
Okay.
So your chip packets, your little sachets from your honey when you come to the restaurant, obviously you have to kind of clean some of the things. Look, I'm not, like, if you have a chip packet, don't go wash it. Just sprinkle, like, make all the crumbs, sure the crumbs are out. So those things, the packaging around, like a 6-pack of beers or your cider, whatever plastic, okay, basically, you just shove into this bottle. And you shove, so you can't stuff anything more in it. And then they are used to build classrooms, homes, benches, like kind of structures. They actually use these to build it.
And what do you do with them once you have them? Where do you take them to be used?
There's a bunch of different places, like all around Cape Town. I'm not sure about Joburg because I'm.
So you can Google EcoBrick pickup or EcoBrick
The Two Oceans
users.
Aquarium have a brilliant article on EcoBricks, and they provide a whole list of like different places. Like there's Kalk Bay, Noordhoek, Woodstock, Milnerton,
So
everywhere.
Challenge for Trash Talk followers and for Meet Me in the Field followers. Why don't you do a posting about that and about where the EcoBrick drop-offs are or pickups are, and tag Meet Me in the Field. Then your followers and my followers will know where to go with them. Because I think it's a brilliant idea.
It's at the moment it's the only kind of solution that we have to these plastics.
Are
because
these
we
now
don't know what to do with them.
non-recyclable plastic, or is this an alternative to recycling? It doesn't really matter, does it? Or
Look, okay, there's, I mean, on my trash talk, I did do a whole article on EcoBricks, so I'll share that with your page.
please do.
So, and I've started an EcoBrick at work. I'm trying to teach everyone at work as well. So you have your milk carton, the plastic one. Thanks so much. The milk carton, which is the plastic one, and then you'll have a packet of chips. You'll have a Coke bottle with a straw in it. So first of all, you're going to take the plastic wrapping around the Coke bottle that says Coca-Cola and the milk label as well. Cut that off. That's plastic. That goes in your EcoBrick. Okay. Your milk bottle goes into your recycling bag.
Okay.
No. So one is EcoBrick, one is recycling.
Okay.
EcoBrick is kind of recycling, but you're not kind of breaking down the plastic. It's not being cleaned and shredded and then melted into noodles again to be made into something else. It's just using it for something else. And the great thing about EcoBricks is, say you cut full of that building or you don't want that bench anymore, you can just break it apart and you can reuse those bottles because they're with cob.
Yeah.
They're put together with cob, which is like clay and sand and straw and a whole combination. You can use cement, but cement is more to seal it completely.
Okay.
And once it's covered, the sun won't get in, it won't damage it, it won't make it brittle, etc. And that's why you can reuse them to build something else.
Yeah.
Basically. I did speak to
So
someone.
where did you learn about this?
I have a lot of time on my hands.
You're a single lady and you have a lot of time.
Yes, a lot of time. So, well, now, I mean, recycling is my new boyfriend. I mean, I was on Tinder. I did that kind of dating because I didn't know what to do with myself anymore. And then I just got cut full of that. Now, I mean, if a guy asks me, I have to say, I'm sorry, actually, I have to stuff my EcoBrick. I have done that.
I thought about it this morning, kind of, how awesome will it be to meet a nice young gentleman also on the same passionate path as you?
I think that's maybe also why I started going to the beach cleanups, just to meet new people.
Yeah.
You know, you never know who you can meet.
And did you meet nice people?
I did. I met some lovely people. I managed to bring some friends with, and they join in on the cleanups.
And you're always in this area, or do you sometimes come to my area as well?
No. I live in Woodisop, so I normally go to the cleanups in Milnerton. It's tables.
So I must look for cleanups in your...
Komaki, Takai, Camps Bay, like that side, yeah.
Okay.
There was a big one at Gordons Bay.
So that's my area.
Helderberg. There is a group on Facebook. Actually, they liked. I shared a post onto their wall, and then they liked it and invited me to like their page. And they liked
cool.
my page back. Yeah. So there is a group. It's the Helderberg Strand and Gordons Bay. Because you're out that way, right?
Yeah. I'm Somerset West. Yeah. So that's there.
Yeah. So they were also having a big thing on the 9th. 8th of October, I think.
Cool.
There'll be a cleanup day.
Because I always see a sponsor on a Saturday morning, and I've used that as an excuse. And I thought last night, but I could see him on a Sunday morning, and then do this type of thing because I'm really, really passionate about it. Because Johannesburg has this; they've got a monthly cleanup as well, and run by the city council, and I really, really like that idea. It's such a active social consciousness concept that if you pick up 3 papers and you've actively contributed to something today, so you can that night get into bed feeling good about you. And for me, that has become such an important part of life, is to feel good about you. So talking about that, has your own consciousness about yourself changed since you've been doing this stuff?
Yes. You mean in terms of things I use?
In terms of how you feel about yourself, because you're doing something really good.
Look, it is quite rewarding, when I can talk to someone and they are interested in what I have to say, whether I'm telling them about eco bricks or what to recycle, or the fact that China has stopped buying the whole world's plastic, so now we're all stuck with trillions and trillions of tons of our plastic, or
I didn't know that.
Yeah, or the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, so
oh my God,
it makes me feel good that I can talk about these things, but sometimes it's also quite frustrating because not everyone takes it seriously. I feel that in the future I'm going to have to realize and understand I'm going to hit a lot of walls with people, because people just don't give it. They don't give enough shit.
Yeah. A friend of mine, I chatted to him on here. He's the altruist, and he runs an NGO called Tandu. And when he started to Tandu, he's so passionate about what he does. He felt so passionate that he spoke to everybody about it. And he was so angry and so disappointed that people just weren't willing to go on this journey with him. And it took him really a long time to kind of say, actually, this is my journey, and I can choose who I take on this journey. And if you're not interested, then I can choose other. Okay, you're still a nice friend, but I'm not going to talk to you about this stuff. But it took him a while to get to that discernment level in his own head. Do you feel that this stuff that you're doing contributes to you as a spiritual being?
Yeah, like in a sense, as in the earth is a spirit, like in itself, and how do I say this? How do I make sense?
It makes perfect sense, I think.
So it's me getting back into nature, but also trying to heal nature.
Yes.
Everything I pick up on the beach is one less thing that's going to end up in some bird's stomach. On our Cape Town shores, there are birds lying there dead, and their stomachs are full of plastic. So it's my way to spiritually connect, and also just give back.
Yeah.
Because Earth gives us everything. It even gives us plastic. Plastic is made from petrol and gas.
Yeah.
And those are things that are sourced from the Earth. It's not just made out of nothing. And we're just using and abusing her, so just to give back, just give a voice, to those. I'm not really like help people person. I'm more of help animals, help the environment, things that don't have a voice. I will give them that voice.
I'm very much with you on that as well. Now, you grew up Roman Catholic.
I did.
Because of your Portuguese heritage.
Yes, my Portuguese parents.
Do you speak Portuguese?
Only after I've had some drinks.
Sorry?
Only after a few drinks.
And do you speak it well then?
I'd like to think I do.
I'm so, in a way, I'm kind of excited. I don't know how realistic the excitement is, but of all the European countries, I haven't been to Portugal yet.
Okay.
And
That's very
I've
cool.
always been keen. And I spoke to the podcast that went out on Thursday was a guy called him the Pilgrim, and he just recently did the Portuguese Camino de
Yes.
Santiago.
I started listening to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Then I got
it
distracted.
suddenly dawned on me, but there is now a perfect excuse for me to go to Portugal because it's. And what he says as well is you don't just see the major tourist spots. You see real life because you walk through little villages where you see real people doing real stuff and not just a gift shop type of situation. Because I think I'm over the gift shop tourism type of concept. So that sounds really exciting, and I think pocket wise, financial wise, it's possibly one of the most cost effective ways to see a country as well.
The euro. Okay.
I think so. I'm not sure because you get the pilgrim meal, which is about 10 euros every day, a 3-course meal, and the place where you sleep is about the same. So one good meal and the place to sleep for about 20 euros. I think,
I'll do that.
yeah, you can't get that.
And this is a pilgrimage, right?
Yeah.
And where do you go? Like, do they go to Fatima?
You can actually decide where you want to start.
Okay.
If you've got X amount of days, you can calculate how much you want to walk a day, and then work back and say, okay, so I'm going to start about 200 kilometers from the end, and we'll take the X amount of days.
Okay.
You can plan your route around like that.
That sounds cool.
So I'm quite excited because I spoke to my husband about it yesterday, and he sounds excited. And it's a pilgrimage, it's a spiritual path that you go. So that's quite exciting. Sorry, back to your
Catholic.
Roman Catholic upbringing.
Yes.
Were you in a convent school?
No, I went to a normal government school.
Okay.
But I did the whole catechism and doing obviously your baptism and then the confession and then the communion and then your confirmation.
So you did the whole caboodle.
Yeah, well, there's 7. They're called sacraments. So there's I think there's 7 of them. I don't know. There's 7 of everything in the Bible. So I think there are 7.
Like you covered is 12 of everything.
The last 3 I haven't had yet. I think the one is the sacrament of marriage, the anointing of the sick, and your last rites. So obviously I haven't had those yet.
And one of them you don't have a choice, I presume. The last rite.
No.
It's going to happen whether you want it or not.
Yes.
But the other 2,
The anointing of the sick, and then your marriage sacrament. I think it's just some kind of promise.
So do you still practice?
I do what my uncle says. He says that anytime he goes to church is for hatchings, matchings, and dispatching. So I have pretty much followed in that. The
I
only
love
time
that.
I go to church.
Hatchings, matchings, and dispatchings. Oh, fabulous. I've never heard that. Another one of those things that, why do other people think of clever things like that and not me?
Yeah, so I don't practice. I don't go to church every Sunday. I found it a bit too cliquey, especially because they want the youth involved, So eventually it became like a social, I come there to talk to God. I don't want to talk to other people.
Yeah.
I've
also felt kind of a sense of pressure in some way. It's as if now that you're here, you don't have a free will whether you want to stay or what you want to do. It's kind of, and that I didn't like it at all.
It just became too much of a social thing. Like I said, I'm not there to talk to you. I'm there to talk to God.
Yeah.
So I haven't been a while, but I still believe.
Cool.
I'm not. Obviously, no one knows, but I don't think that there's a big man in the sky who's gonna come me out one day, like when I get there, and have a whole list, or maybe he will. I don't know. Nobody knows, but I just kind of believing that. You must live a life that is happy and fulfilling and don't hurt anybody, and just do the right thing always. Try and if you fuck up, say sorry. To do ever say sorry. There's nothing wrong with saying sorry. And we're all in this together. How hell and heaven can be on earth. I mean, you can be alive and just be unhappy and in a spiral of darkness, and then you're basically living in hell.
Yeah.
Or you can be happy and content and do the right thing and be a good person, and you can have a heavenly kind of life.
Yeah.
Just be happy. I do believe in angels as well.
Cool. You went to the Robbie Williams concert dressed as an angel. I remember that quite well.
Wow, really, that was years ago.
I will never forget it. I don't know. I was so impressed with the thought process that went behind it. I'm loving angels instead. I thought that was so awesome.
That was years ago.
10 years ago.
I didn't even think Emma was even born because I went with Nikki.
Yeah.
I don't think Emma was born, and Emma's 14 now.
No, Emma was born because I knew Nikki then. I got to know Nikki directly after Emma's birth.
Okay. It must have been quite soon after that.
Sorry for the listeners. Nikki is a mutual. Actually, Nikki is your cousin.
She's my cousin.
Yeah, and Nikki and I used to work together. That's how Christina. No, that's actually not how Christina and I know.
We met my mom.
Yeah, because Christina's mother and my ex-husband used to work together. So I've known you since you were very, very small.
Yeah. And I'm 30 now.
How old were you in 1993?
I was born in 88, so 93.
So you were about 6 years old when I got to know
I was 7
you.
in 95, so yeah, I was about 5. It's long
Because
years.
Eric started working for Netbank in 93 with your mother. That's when we got to know your mother and obviously got you.
93, my goodness.
So you have grown up right in front of my eyes. And another interesting fact about Christina, she used to be Tyson's mom.
Yes. And
The best thing that ever-
all these
best thing
feelings
that
are right
ever-
on the top. Be careful where you go with
came
that.
out of this friendship was my relationship with Tyson.
Yes.
He is
the best person. I could not have
He
asked
is
for a
just
better
such a
person to take him. Really, like,
Well, if you listen to
I wish I'd taken both.
if you listen to some of the podcasts, you will definitely hear him in the background.
Oh,
You will-
really?
yeah, he comes in constantly and he demands attention.
Oh, shame.
You know, he's a counseling cat.
Is he counseling cat?
He is
Okay.
officially a counseling cat. When
He's a perfect cat for that because he loves to be cuddled.
he loves to be cuddled and held. If there's a lap, he wants to be in it. So what happens, I will start a session with a client and he won't invariably not be in the room. And then after about 10 minutes, he will meow at the door. So I ask the client, do you mind if the cat comes in? Nobody's ever said no. So he comes in and he normally goes over to the client and smiles the client, but then he jumps on my lap. Which makes it very difficult for me to take notes because I kind of have to have the clipboard everywhere. But anyway, I do it, and then when the client starts crying, if he jumps off my lap, go to lies with the client.
You lie.
I'm not lying at all.
Because he's an emotional support.
He is totally an emotional
If you ever
support cat.
fly, you can just put him on the plane with you.
So yeah, that is just one of the best things that ever came out of this friendship. So something else came to my mind and I can't remember what it was. It was to do with, oh yes, what do you believe your purpose on earth is? Oh, there we now with the big questions. The big guns are coming out now.
What's my purpose on earth? Oh, yeah.
Do you believe we have a purpose on earth? Are we here for a reason?
It depends. If I'm having not such a good day, then I think, what is my purpose here? Why are we here? Are we all just here as humans to come and, excuse my French, to fuck up the planet and leave? What are we doing?
Surely that can't be the purpose.
That can't be it. There must be something more.
No.
So I don't know. I used to kind of think maybe I must just, get a job, meet someone, get married, have children, live a good life, raise good people, put more good people on the planet, and etc. And when I got to 30 and that didn't happen, and I know everyone says, oh, but you're 30, you're so young, blah, 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 but... So I don't know. Right now, I think my purpose is to help clean up the planet.
I think that's an excellent purpose.
That's what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
One piece of plastic or garbage at a time.
But there's so much, Freddie. There is so much, and people are not realizing it. I was chatting to that Paul Stunder today, and I said, if we had that Great Pacific Garbage Patch, if we had that right outside our door here, like between Cape Town Shore and Robben Island, people would be freaking out
because that thing is bigger than that area.
Bigger than
isn't it?
Texas. It's huge.
Oh my God!
There are
So people
trillions,
fill up this
trillions
bay
of
over and over
tons
and over
of
and over
plastic.
again.
It's bigger than Texas. And we're not aware of it because it's not staring at us in the
Yeah.
face. But it is when there's a big storm and our beach here is filled with plastic.
Yeah.
Because it's all coming from, because it's called gyres. Okay, so in between kind of all of the continents, not exactly, but in those little spaces, it's where the ocean kind of creates like a whirlpool vibe. And that's where all of the rubbish is all collecting. The biggest one is the Great Pacific one, which is I think it's close to Hawaii and Florida.
Okay.
But there is one just off the coast of Africa as well. There's 5 of them all over the world,
Okay.
and they're just accumulating more and more and more
Oh,
and more
my
and
word.
more. And the thing is, we are just using more and more and more plastic. We're not
Yeah.
giving it a second thought, and we need to change it now because plastic was invented in the 50s. So plastic's about 100 years old now, and it's still there. It's not just, and like I mentioned earlier about China. All these countries like America, the UK, yes, we recycle. Actually, lo and behold, they were just shipping all of their stuff to China.
Oh my word.
They weren't doing anything more. They were just shipping it off. And China, because of the changing culture, their working middle class is a bit more westernized now. So it's a whole new generation of consumers that are buying things that aren't real. So now China has enough of their own rubbish
Yeah.
to sustain.
Oh my word.
And
So they
that's why
need to buy in anymore.
So they put a ban. They have stopped buying plastic.
Why don't I know about these things? And you talk about a ship that.
The noodles, yes.
Yeah.
The great noodles spill.
Why didn't I know about that? Was it on the news?
You know what? Because political things take preference. What Zuma is doing takes preference.
So what happened? There was a
Ramaphosa
ship that
or what
carried a
Trump-
lot of.
Okay, noodles. Noodles are these teeny tiny little plastic balls, and they are heated up, melted down, and poured into a mold to make something, whether it's the casing for your laptop
Yeah.
or whatever, a bottle. Anyway, so there was this boat that was carrying all of these noodles, I think off the coast of Durban, and it spilt. All these noodles went into the ocean.
All those plastic little.
A whole lot. They managed to clean up some, but they couldn't get everything.
Yeah.
So all the way from Durban right down to Cape Town, we are still picking up noodles. And they are tiny, they're a pain to pick up. The ideal thing is to
Because they're virtually the size of a rice.
Yeah,
What do you call
but
it? It was like a
grain
rice
of
called
rice.
a grain of rice.
But it's just round, it's
broken
a
into
ball.
two.
Yeah.
And made round. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are minute.
And they're all over the beach. It's full of them.
And I can reckon birds will see that as something to be eaten, and then they pick it up and.
They don't know. So
Yeah.
they're just eating it all up. Same as like plastic bags to turtles and seals look like jellyfish.
Yeah.
So they're eating those. It's getting stuck in their stomach. And they feel full because there's something in there.
Yeah.
It's not biodegrading. It's not. Their stomachs can't process it. So it's just it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I want to eventually, and I hope none of your listeners steal my idea, but we need to make an animated movie about this to teach kids, because there's no other way. I mean, there was Wall-E. I don't know if you ever saw Wall-E. He's a little
the
robot.
computer.
Robot
He was a
thing
little robot. Yeah, I loved that
who
movie.
packs all of the rubbish on Earth, and then Eva, she's like a modern day robot from the spaceship that all the fat people live on. So but that is so real. That is so close to everything.
Yes.
We have that much rubbish. We really, really do. So we need to make more animated movies and teach kids. I mean, it can be. I'm going to. Triggerfish, if you're listening, I'm coming after you.
I can actually put you in contact with somebody I know who works in that industry.
Okay.
So after this, I'll give you his number.
I'll need to write the story first. It's going to be so heartbreaking.
I want to write a kid's book about addiction as well. I'm just not creative. I write a lot, but I don't write creative stuff. And I need somebody. I need somebody to give me the storyline, and I'll apply it to addiction. But I
could help. I'm sure we could brainstorm and
Please
come
do.
up with something.
The interesting thing is, while we're talking about awareness type of thing, is the people I spoke about, because my idea was to get it into schools, and he said, forget about it. It won't happen, because they won't recognize in schools that there's a problem. the education system doesn't recognize that there's a problem with addiction.
Really?
Is there any form of addiction education happening in schools?
Only when you do like life orientation. And
Probably
I think
one
this-
half an
yeah,
hour
Yeah.
lecture on it.
I mean, I suppose for schools, yes, you're facing like drug addiction, but also cell phone addiction online. That-
Digital cocaine is what they call it. I
Is
went
that-
to a
is that
most
what it's
amazing chat about that.
It's crazy. It's
The,
kids.
the hit you get from
All the likes
the
and people
excitement,
liking
it
your
gives you the same
selfies.
type of heat as a line of cocaine.
Yeah.
It is absolutely digital cocaine.
Absolutely.
It's a hugely critical thing that you're dealing with. So I really, really like your idea. So jump on it sooner rather than somebody else jumps on it.
No one steal that.
So as things stand today, and I forgot that I always used to ask this question, and we can end with this question, is what makes you happy? And are you happy?
Every day.
Generally.
Yes.
Pizza doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What makes me happy? I'm trying to think of something like not. Look, I mean, what makes me happy? I like going to Zumba. I like to sweat and dance, and I enjoy pottery. I'm still doing that.
Is it?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
I make all sorts of things. I also sell. So, I enjoy doing that. What makes me happy is to help people.
So you've got quite a creative flair in you. So use that, baby, cool.
I intend to. It's time. The time is now.
Because pottery is
My
eco-friendly.
dog
Am I
needs me. What's
correct?
it?
Pottery is.
Pottery is because it's clay. It's sourced from the earth, but I mean we use electricity to fire it.
Yeah.
The paint comes in plastic tubs, so it's not that eco-friendly, but at least it's something that
You don't fuck up the earth by creating it,
Yes,
by making
yeah.
it. Yeah.
yeah.
So people who buy it, they're not stuffing up the earth if that thing breaks or whatever.
Yes, and like I think pottery is biodegradable. I mean,
My logic tells me it is.
Yeah, there's no
Because-
plastic in it,
Yeah.
so I can't see why it wouldn't
Yeah,
be
my feeling as well.
biodegradable. So when I die, all my pottery will just go into the grass and
But then that raises the question is, why do archaeologists then dig up so much pottery shafts? Okay, so if somebody knows, let us know.
yeah, if someone
It
knows,
will be,
let us know if my
it will be
pottery is
interesting to know.
biodegradable.
Educate us, please.
Yes, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I
No
don't
idea.
know.
I'm seeing my archaeologist friend tonight. I'll ask her.
Please ask him.
Yeah. She's got a PhD in archaeology and specializing in aging of teeth, though, so I don't know how much she will know about pottery.
Aging of teeth.
Yeah. So she's one of the specialists in the world about aging skeletons by looking at the teeth. Yeah, that's what she did at her PhD in. But Christina, this is awesome.
This has been lots of fun. I feel we can just talk for hours and hours and
Yeah.
hours.
I loved seeing you again. This is awesome.
It's lovely to
And
see you.
I'm so excited to hear about the initiatives that you've got going. And I'm going to put links to all of it in my intro to this.
Awesome.
But definitely let's cross-link the stuff that you spoke about and get people aware of where to take the eco bricks to.
Are you going to start an eco brick? Are you
I am
going to
definitely going to start, and I can already see my husband's face thinking, that poor man. He's a scientist. And I walk in with all this stuff. So I could just, but
Like
he-
if I can get my 60-year-old parents to eco
Yeah.
brick and recycle,
he drinks a 2 liter. He uses a 2 liter bottle a day because it drinks Coke Zero, which I'm happy with because no sugar and no caffeine. But there's the plastic bottle,
he uses
and
plastic
those we
bottles.
recycle. But I will now start making eco bricks.
Looks like some you can recycle, some you can eco brick.
Yeah.
But you will actually, once you start eco bricking, you will be so shocked at how much plastic you use because
Yeah.
everything is wrapped in plastic. I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
it takes ages to fill it because you can just fill so
And my
much.
thinking goes towards if all of us in Cape Town eco brick, and we take those bricks and we supply to people who build places in Kailicha. How many places can you build with all that plastic?
A lot.
Exactly.
It's just,
So
there's
let's-
not much experience in that, so not too many builders are willing to put their name.
Well, let's get people aware of it. I wasn't aware until I saw your posting. So, just quickly, let me recap and make sure you've got everything. So, you're involved in the beach cleanup.
Yes.
You have Talking Trash. You have the eco bricking thing.
Yes.
What else?
And we recycle at home as well.
And recycle at home.
There's
And
a lovely company called Clean Sea, and they will come and collect your stuff. I think it's like 50 Rand a month.
Okay.
They give you all the bags. Muscle Bay is actually compulsory to recycle.
We get recycled bags every month, every week with our stuff, and we recycle.
Do you recycle at home? Oh, yay! Brilliant.
But I think I'm a bad recycler in that I throw all my plastic in recycle bag, whether it says recycle or not. Because I don't know, I would rather put everything in there and people can.
Cardboard.
Yeah. So we
You don't
get
need
one
to put
bag
all
and
in
just
one
throw
big bag.
everything in one bag, and they get separated wherever it goes.
Yes.
But I will definitely now do the plastics into the eco bag.
Yes.
And in terms of food, do you have an awareness around what you eat as well? Because actually eating organic is fucking expensive.
It's very expensive. It is. There are small changes I'm trying to make in my life. I just bought a bamboo toothbrush. That was like 49 Rand. I was like,
Cool.
50 Rand for a toothbrush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a herb patch at home already?
No.
Oh,
My dad is the gardener at home, but it will be small steps.
Well,
Small
Dad is retired,
Dad
so
is
getting
retired.
into getting a veggie
He's
garden
busy
and
washing
a
the
herb garden.
recycling now. So
Is
if,
it?
so if I
Cool.
come to him with
And Mom is
vegetables,
retiring
I'll just
within
get
the
the
next
garden.
month, so there you go. Mom can do the veggie and the herb garden at home. So
we,
just
we
keep
do
them busy.
compost though. We do compost.
Oh, yeah, we do compost as well. But my compost heat was a complete flop. In the previous house we lived, we had a beautiful
The
compost.
worms don't like onions.
Yeah, is it? I'm sure I put onions in.
The worms don't
But
like
I
onions.
think what I did was
And lemons.
I didn't cut my garden clippings small enough.
Oh,
So
okay.
there were big things that took very long to
Yes,
break
yeah,
down.
yeah, you-
So that I think is because I see it's now fallen a lot. So
Yes.
there must be a lot happening
Yes.
at the bottom of it. And this is
Also,
now
if
nearly 3 years that that's been going.
Does it have like a tap on it at all?
No, we just have that green composting that you just shove everything in the top.
Okay,
Yeah.
because if you get something and you put a tap on it, you can pour water and then
Yeah.
it will
You take that.
and you feed your roses. It's called worm tea.
Ah.
Yeah, it's good for roses.
And I love roses.
So yeah, you can also do that with your compost
Ooh.
and all of that. So that literally at the end of the day, we shouldn't be really throwing anything away. Like, we must
Yeah.
try and put as little in the landfills as possible.
Absolutely.
So your veg, your uncooked stuff must go to the compost. Your plastic must go to recycling. Your non-recyclables must go to your eco brick. You basically want nothing in your bin.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
One of the most shocking things that I've seen was a few years ago, Jaco and I went to the Bontebok National Park just outside Swellendam. And you drive past the landfill to get into the sand path. And it was such a, what's the word I'm looking for? Contrast of driving through all the filth and all the bags that have blown away and pots and things, and then suddenly you come to the sand park where the animals
beautiful.
are supposed to have this beautiful serene space, and I'm like, oh no.
No.
It's very I don't know if they've moved the entrance or whatever, but I get the feeling they have.
They would have had to. I mean,
So it just it wasn't a, maybe it's actually the right thing to do, because if you're into conservation, see the reality before you go into the conservation.
it's just people just need to see and realize and just think differently when it comes to their trash. Don't just think I'm just going to throw it away, because there is no throwing away. Away goes somewhere and it doesn't go anywhere.
No, there is no away. Away
is
is
no
a
away.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start to burn things that I can't, like tissues. I mean, if like I'm trying to think of changes, like I said, I got a toothbrush.
Yeah.
I have to stop buying tissues. I still have to use a handkerchief. The next level is a menstrual cup. No more tampons, no more pads, a menstrual cup. So, and those are things.
There's so many changes we need to
nappies.
make.
Do you know how many nappies there must be in landfills? I'm just thankful that my parents used toweling nappies.
Yeah,
That
the
was
good
in
old days we had the
good old
steering
days,
nappy bucket in
so
the
none
bathroom.
of my stuff is in the landfill. None of my nappies are there, and I'm very proud of it.
You go, girl.
Just think of all these other nappies
Yeah.
that are
Fabulous.
so.
Right, we try again to close.
Yes, okay. Thank you for your
We can
time,
definitely
Freddie.
carry on for a very, very long time. This was bloody awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much,
Have a
Freddie.
wonderful Saturday afternoon.
You too.
Ciao.
Thank you.
It was only when I was editing the podcast that I realized two things. One, how bad the sound quality really was, and I apologize for that again. And two, that Christina and I spoke very little about her actual spiritual journey, but focused far more on her spiritual practice in her daily life, which is a deep caring for the environment. I love her saying, I want to be part of the solution, not the pollution. I think it is an excellent motto to live by. Please go to Facebook and look for Trash Talk. This is Christina's environmental conservation page, and she needs your support. Please give her a follow and learn a lot about how we can care better for Mother Earth. I really feel strongly about this, and I'm very grateful for the time spent with Christina. My first eco brick is very close to full, and it excites me terribly to know that I'm doing my part. I also completely stopped using plastic shopping bags and do not use plastic straws anymore. We can save the world, one good deed at a time. If you want to know more about what I do, please feel free to connect with me on my website, which is www.freddy.org.za, or find me on Facebook at either Meet Me in the Field, or Freddy Counselor, or Freddy van Rensburg, or on Twitter at @RensburgFreddy, or on Instagram at Freddy Counselor. Remember that Freddy is always spelled with an IE at the end. If you feel you have a spiritual journey to share with us, please contact me. We would like to hear from you. I am currently working on a new idea, and I'm looking for someone who has taken the Hajj or any other significant spiritual journey to come and talk to us. If you have done something like this and are willing to share your experience with us, I shall greatly appreciate it. I want to thank Christina for this time and for sharing her view with Meet Me in the Field. Thank you for listening. Be safe. Bye.